Hello everyone, this is Chi and welcome back to my art space. Today I am going to do an unboxing and review video. This is actually a combination of birthday present and Christmas present for myself. I have eyed this particular set of watercolors for months, so this is not just an impulse buy on my case. As always, I am always excited when it comes to opening packages. There are actually two items in this package, a square watercolor sketchbook and a watercolor set I have dreamed of owning for months. Just a little disclaimer, I am not doing this to show off in any way, I just genuinely want to share my experience in using these two products. So here they are. I know it's plastic and bad for the environment, but I like that the sellers have protected the items even though it's bubble wrap. I'll put a link in the description box where you can buy these items. The service was super fast. I ordered on the 27th of November and I received this package on the 30th, and that's including the weekend as it was Friday when I ordered. Again, here they are, the sketchbook and the watercolor set. Let's see the watercolor sketchbook first. I've seen a lot of square sketchbooks on Amazon, but there's only a few brands which has watercolor paper in them. This particular brand is called Sea White. I have only used watercolor postcards from Sea White before, and I was happy with how watercolors apply on their paper. That is why I'm very much interested in testing out their sketchbook. I have also tried searching Amazon for this particular type of sketchbook, but I could only find it from the watercolors website as well, so I had to order it with the watercolor. This one is actually called a travel journal or watercolor notebook. It has 60 pages of 200 GSM paper. It says not watercolor paper, which means it has a slightly textured surface somewhere in between rough and hot pressed paper. For now, here's comparing it with my Sakura Sketch notebook. It is noticeably bigger than the Sakura Sketchbook. I will make a separate review video of this product. But here they are. As you can see the difference in size. Now let's go to the star of this video, the set of 18 pastel watercolors from White Nights. I've waited a while to get this set. I think initially there were only 9 colors, but as the year went on, now there are 18. It also comes in a tin box as opposed to the plastic box of their classic colors. I will put a link of my review of their set of 36 colors so you can compare it with this one. And here it is. This is actually my first watercolors set in a tin box or a metal box. It feels very compact and very portable. I was trying to find a tab or a flap where I can safely remove the plastic wrap, but I can't find any openings. In the end, I had to use the scissors to cut and peel off the wrappings. So here is the moment when I had to use the scissors just so I could peel the whole thing off. Nothing ever goes to my plan when I try to do these unboxing videos. And here it is. Our first look at the pastel set of White Nights Watercolors. I'm not sure if I like the tin box as I can already see some denting going on here. Nothing major, but I've noticed it, so I thought I'd mention it. And it's scuffed as well. Let's see what's inside. It's very easy to open. And here are the full pans of paints. This particular pan is easy to pick up, but the others are held in place. There are 4 wells on the cover, which you can use to mix the watercolors. Each pan is individually wrapped, and you can find all the relevant information about the colors on the wrappings. So that's the unboxing or first look at the White Nights Pastel Watercolor set. At this point, I decided that I don't really like the setup in a metal box or metal tin because it's so awkward to slide each of the pans in and out. So I had to actually open up the clips holding the pans so I can take each pan out easily, but then I couldn't put them back effectively, so I've devised another way to do it, which you will see later in the video. So I decided to include the video footage of the unwrapping of the pans. This one is called Naples Flesh, and then the next one is called Ochre. And then the one after that is Peach. You can see that when I put them back on the box, they're kind of moving, and even if I try to put the clips back in place, it's not really holding it effectively. So I thought I'd put tape underneath the pans. I have a really sticky tape, but then after a while I can see that the tape was actually like swelling, or I know, popping up, so it's not actually holding the pans effectively in place either. I might have to buy a blue tack and do that later on if it becomes a big problem. I've noticed one difference from their classic colors counterpart in a way that these pans and the watercolors in them feels dry and almost have like a powdery coat on top, whereas the classic watercolor sets are moist and sticky. As an extra precaution for myself, I decided to write the color names on the pans themselves, as when I place the pan back, it is just sitting there loosely. Even though I tried putting some sticky tape at the bottom of the pan, it just reassures me that in case the pan starts moving about, or if they, God forbid, fly out of the tin, at least I know how to rearrange them based on their color names. On the plus side, I am really loving the colors included in this set. It's just so gorgeous and pleasing to look at. Moving on to the last three pans. This one is Maroon. The next one is called Pearl Grey. And the last one has a very unique name called Marengo. And there you have it, the set of 18 pastel watercolors from White Nights. I have prepared some swatch boxes for you to see how the colors are on paper. As always, I am using 100% cotton Khadi watercolor paper. It's the same one I use in all my swatch boxes. So trying out the paint for the first time, I can say that it's almost like a watery gouache paint. It's definitely more opaque than the traditional watercolors, and at the same time it seems to pop out of the paper more as well. The colors are beautifully pastel in shade. I especially love the Naples Flesh, which I can see that I will use often as I'm not very good at achieving this tone when mixing flesh tones. So that's a really nice surprise for me. So as I was watching the boxes, my first thoughts are these colors are really opaque, as they almost swallow the black line inside the box. Like I couldn't see it, and this is only like a single application. I didn't even keep going back, like I usually do with a normal watercolor. This is just one pass, or most of them are anyway, and it is highly opaque when wet. So I was hoping that there'd be some shifting of color when it dries, and I'll show you the dried version after I finish all these swatches. The second thing I've noticed is that the colors are really creamy, and it's almost like butter when every time I dip my brush on them, it just glides and it's smooth to apply on paper. It was really a joy to use, even though I was just swatching the boxes. The colors included in this set is actually found on the cover of the tin. Here's the dry swatch boxes, and you can see that the opaqueness had lightened up when it dried to the point where you can see the black lines inside the box. Surprisingly, there is also minimal to almost zero lifting of paint when I tried to rub it off. Now on to the most important part, testing the paints by painting. As always, I have prepared a line art to save time. I used my last watercolor paper panel from Hobbycraft for this art piece. You can watch the review on this paper panel on the link that I will put above. Like the first time, this paper needed a lot of water to work with. The pastel color really shines from this paper. I have chosen the white-browed Tit Warbler as the subject of my painting, as I thought that its colors would be the perfect way to show the beauty of these new paints. My good friend posted a photo of this bird on Facebook, and I believe on there it is called Charcoal of Sophie. From then on, I have this photo saved on my phone, and I waited for the day when I finally have the perfect watercolor paints to attempt to paint this beauty. Now for a bit of story time regarding the subject of my art in this video. I will attempt to pronounce the scientific name of this bird, which is Leptoposile sophiae. I'm sorry if that's not right, but I tried my best to say it. And this bird was first described in 1873. It lives in China, India, Russia, and the boreal forests. This bird is only little, about 9 centimeters long, and weighs no more than 9 grams. Some of the striking features of this bird is its soft pink belly and white eyebrows. For now, the International Union for Conservation of Nature lists the species under least concern on the red list, meaning at this moment it is safe from extinction. This is largely due to having no natural predators. I hope that humans would not go about doing something to change this for the worse. I also love the fact that, like the swans, these birds are monogamous. The first partner they choose will be their partner for life. According to runproject.com website, another awesome fact about these birds is that some of them learn their songs from other members of their species, while some of them are born knowing the songs. Just like the robin, I am beginning to like these birds more and more. These little birds are packed with adorable traits. Apparently, the males are more colorful than the females. The males have violet-blue underparts and chest, whereas the females are paler in color in these areas. And judging by that fact, I think that this little bird that I'm trying to paint is a male. Back to the watercolor paints. Since there's no yellow shade included in the pastel set, I used a mixture of white and cadmium lemon to achieve the color I used on this painting. I also used umber, burnt umber, Morse brown, and sepia for the darker colors. Overall, I love this set of pastel paints. I love the ease of application, which still allowed me to layer the colors even if it looks opaque with first pass on the paper. It also moves and flows like a regular watercolor, and it's not like gouache in texture. I can't find any definite information on light fastness apart from the 3 stars on the wrapping, but it's on all of them. There are also some other shapes in it along with information of what pigments were used, but I'm not quite sure what it means. If you're not concerned with light fastness and purity of pigment, this is a nice set to have, especially if you love the pastel shades. If you ask me, is it worth investing in this set? Well, if you already have a decent or artist grade set, you are probably better off with mixing colors from that. But if you are collecting watercolors or love to use pastel colors all the time, I can say that this is definitely worth adding to your collection. I initially wanted to buy the Prima Marketing's Confections Pastel Dreams, but White Nights have 6 more colors and on full pans as well, as opposed to Prima Marketing's half pans. It's just a shame that there are no yellow shades, but I am in love with the lavender and lilac included in the White Nights set. I hope you enjoyed my video and the story time included. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. Take care out there, and I hope to see you on the next one.